2 months ago, Idaho failed to execute its longest-serving death row inmate. So, what happens next? And will public opinion about the death penalty impact the state's decision to ask for another death warrant? Abby Davis is here to break it down. And Abby, there are a lot of unknowns at this point.
Right, Morgan. The state hasn't said whether it plans to try to get another warrant for Thomas Creech. Whatever happens, experts say the recent execution attempt shows the brokenness of the capital punishment system.
It just keeps dragging out, and it's just hard for the family.
When is this punishment going to end?
Fast forward 2 months, and Thomas Creech's future remains shrouded in mystery. After about 5 decades behind bars,
if I'm eventually executed, then that's part of that price.
the state of Idaho tried to execute him in February, but couldn't get an IV started.
It was shocking for all of us.
The prosecution could go to trial court and ask for a new death warrant. I asked the Ada County Prosecutor's Office what their plans are. A spokesperson said they can't comment on pending litigation. Death Penalty Policy Project Director Robert Dunham thinks trying to get another warrant would waste court time and taxpayer money.
The fact of the matter is an execution can't realistically happen, and so it would be utter folly and nothing more than political pandering for a death warrant to be sought.
He will remain on death row until he is executed or until he dies of natural causes. That's what we're seeing for many people who are death sentenced. They're dying of old age before those executions are even being set.
8 people, including Creech, are on Idaho's death row. Most have been there for more than 2 decades, similar to what we see nationwide. The Death Penalty Information Center says more than half of all prisoners currently sentenced to death in the U.S. have been on death row for more than 18 years. Robin Marr is the center's executive director.
It takes a good long time for petitioners to work through all of their appeals. We have to have those appeals to make sure we don't commit the ultimate injustice, which is to execute someone who's innocent.
The reason these people have been on death row for more than 40 years is, in a majority of cases, because the states that they've been sentenced to death in failed to give them fair trials. And so their convictions or death sentences have been overturned once, twice, sometimes as many as 5 times. And Mr. Creech's case is an example of this.
The death penalty is legal in 27 states, but 6 of those have paused executions. Right now, high-interest cases where prosecutors are seeking the death penalty keep drawing attention to the Gem State.
Idaho has had problems at all different levels in carrying out capital punishment. So it's up to the legislature and the governor to decide what to do. But the public is losing faith in this policy. And that's something that they should take seriously.
Dunham says the Idaho Department of Correction did the right thing calling off Creech's execution. When they did, he called the decision humane and appropriate, especially when compared to recent failed executions in Alabama.
Interesting. Okay, so we don't know if the state plans to ask for another warrant for Creech, but are there plans to execute anyone else on Idaho's death row right now?
Well, Morgan, right now there are no current active death warrants, and there really isn't an order to who's next in terms of who will be executed. Really, just all of the cases need to play out individually, and as we just heard, all of them take a very long time, partially because of the appeals process.
Yeah, and along with Creech's case, I know Gerald Pizzuto's case has been very active in the past year as well, so we're watching that one closely. All right, Abby, thank you.